incredible. We're
Incredible.
almost on time.
Almost.
Yeah. What was that first bourbon we had?
MB Roland.
MB Roland.
Weeded.
The first
MB Roland.
the first 10 we've ever ranked.
Roland. Weeded.
The first 10?
The first 10 ever.
No, I believe it averaged out to be like a 3.2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, never mind. Sorry. My bad.
No, it was about a 6. 6-ish.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
great. You know?
We were like, God, this is so good. This is good. What do you think, Sean? 6. What do you mean? 6. Actually, we don't have to relive that. It was good. All right. Welcome
The
back.
second half of the Dudes Like Us podcast, we have our producer, Mr. Austin, back there. Yay! Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
Fired up and ready to go. Look at him.
I'm Jeff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Paul.
Yeah.
Is your hearing aid battery
No,
charged?
I got to put a new battery in. I'm good.
Very good, very good.
No, so it's really loud now.
Yeah, very loud.
Fast?
Oh.
Are we faster? Speaking
Faster?
faster? Yeah, there's just more
Do those,
power there.
I don't think I hear quicker. No.
Do they
I hear the same.
So when you
I hear the same rate.
when you
as
get a
guys
phone
do.
call, do the hearing aids vibrate?
No. Yeah, I don't have them on vibrate.
Do they vibrate?
They do not.
Oh,
They do not. That's not a feature.
that'd be a
that
cool
I'm aware
feature.
of.
But you'd be like,
But actually, that
"Oh."
would be interesting for like older people to have their hearing aids vibrate when their phone rings.
I wonder if you can get bone induction hearing aids.
Isn't that what the cochlear implant is?
No, like I have bone induction headphones for working out.
What? Okay, describe this bone induction. I'm not familiar with this.
They do not go into your ear. They go on your jaw right outside your ear.
Huh.
And the sound goes through your bone,
Kind of like the cochlear implant.
but the cochlear implant is actually implanted into your skull. Right.
Yes.
But it uses the skeletal frame
it does.
Right.
to resonate.
So I have those shocks up there. The shocks.
Shocks. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ha-
So
what would
I don't
make
have
you
a mouthpiece though.
What would make you go buy these? Why this instead of?
Because they are good for running, because you can hear what's going on around you, because there's nothing inside your ear. And they're good for runners, and we bought this for Steven, and when he stopped running, I inherited them.
And what do you think?
They're good. They sound great. There's the bass response is not there, so if you want some thumping bass, but it's all right. It's good music.
But you don't go running.
I wear them when I go to the gym.
Oh, like from like he wears them from the car to the gym door.
Yes, right. Then I take them off. Right.
Hey, guys.
Well, that's interesting. I did not know this.
Yeah. See how
this existed.
You see it. Well, I don't have the telephone one like this guy does,
He's got a little
but it sits right
spigot that pops out
on
for the
your
mic.
on your
boom.
skull, right?
They call
So
it a boom.
and it vibrates, and you can't hear them outside of. They're just like headphones, right? So you can't hear them, just like if you had earbuds in. But it gets loud. It gets extremely loud.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, it's good. They work. This one was $200, but again, that's the telephone one with the big old boom arm and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good. I recommend them. I don't
Wow.
like shit in my ears.
Sorry, you said something about shit in your ears.
Yeah, I don't like shit in
No.
my ears.
I'm
I
not
don't like
into that
putting
either.
stuff in my ears
That's a weird fetish.
because I produce some wax, and if I put stuff in my ear, it compacts it and becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So I don't put earbuds or anything like that in my ear. That's why those are perfect for me.
So you wouldn't do well with in the ear hearing aids.
I would not. No,
So you're an overwaxer.
I am.
So do they make the bone ocular hearing aids?
That's what I asked. I was like, the bone induction hearing aids, do they make those?
I don't know. I've never
Induction.
looked into that.
Yeah. And the cochlear
I'm very happy with my in the ear hearing aids. I don't have an overproduction of wax, and I do a very good job of keeping my ears clean. So
Right.
it's not an issue for me.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't have enough hearing loss to get a cochlear implant, which is like extreme hearing loss.
Yeah, they surgically put something on your skull, and you have a wire going from your skull to your inner ear.
It's a miracle.
Right.
It's an absolute miracle for people that had no options before that.
Rush
device.
Limbaugh.
Yeah,
Rush Limbaugh
had
had
that.
that.
Absolutely amazing. Yes.
So he was going deaf, and he's like, he disappeared for a while, and he came back with a cochlear implant.
Beethoven would have continued his composing
Isn't that amazing? Even though he was going deaf, he was able to produce all that stuff.
No, they say when he started going deaf, it pretty much was the end of his composing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I read. Which
Ooh,
was weird.
Beethoven?
Which was, I had thought the same thing. I had thought that he wrote a symphony completely deaf, and the last thing I read about it, I was like, oh, well, that's not what I remember.
What age did he go deaf?
I don't know. When did Mr. Producer bring up Beethoven?
Did he just go to the Revel too many times in the front row and just got blasted?
The AC/DC concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He get deaf at age
It was actually
28.
the Metallica concert.
We want to know when did he...
He began losing his hearing at age 28, and by age 44, his hearing loss was complete.
So when was his last?
Yeah. So did he actually compose anything while deaf?
So Für Elise was written in 1810, 2 years before Beethoven went fully deaf in 1812.
That's a good one.
But his hearing was already limited by the time the piece was written.
Okay.
His music got higher in pitch as his deafness progressed.
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, it got higher in pitch, meaning he was writing music
for like piccolos.
Well, which is really strange. You don't forget that bass is required for all the symphonies he wrote. You know there's bass needed.
Yeah, but he couldn't hear it.
So he couldn't fine-tune what he was writing.
I guess, yeah, he couldn't hear those sounds, so he didn't write big. Maybe that wasn't just a big part of his music then.
Fascinating.
Who knows? We can't ask him.
We can't ask him.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he's dead.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Or ever. Depending on what,
Unless his head is frozen next to Ted Williams.
Let's walk through this. Let's say there's a heaven. Just hypothetically for some folks that believe in heaven. And let's say that Beethoven's there.
Yes.
You have...
Is he deaf?
Well, there you go. There's that. Is
no,
he deaf?
You guys already know we are perfect in heaven.
But
I'm being serious.
Being perfect is being available. So my point by asking that is like everybody wants to meet Beethoven. Everyone, you'd want to meet Beethoven.
There's a lot of people you would want to meet.
So, I mean, could you imagine the onslaught you'd have to just bum rush through to be able to get to him?
Do they have paparazzi in heaven?
Oh God, it'd be like a nightmare. It'd be like that.
Huh.
That would be like being in hell.
I don't think there's paparazzi in heaven. I think.
Well, look, if I want to go meet Beethoven, and I'm in heaven. Aren't you kind of annoying him? You're like, dude, all right, fuck.
I don't think it's like that. I think we have the ability to connect with everybody all the time as much as we want to, and there's no lines.
So you're saying
there's multiple Beethovens.
No, just one, but your brain is so perfect.
But everyone else is gone except you have a beeline to it whenever you want.
You have that's what it seems like.
You have a
he's
dimensional.
Talking to hundreds of other people at the same time.
You have a dimensional contact, like God. Being
basically,
able,
yeah.
So who else would be like that?
Whatever he gifts us in heaven.
Yeah. Who else would you like to meet? Mozart?
I'd like to
General Patton.
Thinking
MacArthur.
Interesting.
Bo Derek. Is she still alive?
She's still alive.
She's still alive.
Maybe John Derek.
You can meet her now if you want.
But Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, Farrah Fawcett. Yeah, anal cancer.
I'd like to meet her before her ass cancer.
You just want to ask her, hey, how was modeling? What would you say to Farrah Fawcett?
Hey, babe.
Hey, you want to do it?
Really? In heaven? Yeah.
It'd be like I've already done it.
Maybe you're not going to be there, Sean. I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know, man. What would you ask Farrah Fawcett? Seriously. I know you're just joking that she's a hottie and all that kind of stuff, but...
What else would you ask Farrah Fawcett? She's not a shining icon of humanity. She was a fucking
pretty woman.
She was.
Very pretty woman. I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea what you would ask. Hey,
how was
Ryan O'Neal?
Yeah, what was it like being on the Charlie's Angels?
How's the Bionic Man?
You know what's funny?
So,
I bet
Kate Jackson,
Lee
Jacqueline
Majors.
Smith, and
so I bet you that's why it's really difficult for famous women who are single to date anybody.
Like Linda Carter from Wonder Woman.
No,
I bet stunning.
She was
I bet you it's difficult for them
Still
to date
is.
anybody because what do people ask them? Like, what does a guy come up and, hey, how you doing? Hey, what was it like on Charlie's Angels when you were recording with all those other pretty women?
I think
You know what I
it would have to happen organically,
It
just
has
like
to happen
just like you
organically.
met your wife. It would
Right.
have to happen organically, where not necessarily they knew each other.
Right.
I don't recognize you as Linda Carter.
Exactly.
Just a beautiful woman. I don't
Exactly.
know who
So-
you are.
And
so
you
we
have
met
to
organically.
shoot the shit like you would like any other person that you're
Yeah,
talking
that's
to.
kinda what it
make
is.
them laugh, make them smile about anything completely unrelated
You got to
to
be confident.
who they are.
You got to
Right.
be confident in who you are, and if you're going to stutter
Yeah.
over, you should. I mean, most women go for confidence. You
Yes,
you just
that's
gotta,
true.
You got to go in there. and You just got to talk. Just just got to say it. That's why I'm like, hey, want to go out to heaven dinner?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and maybe have a heaven cocktail afterwards, or have
Heavy petting.
heaven
Oh.
coffee.
Oh.
Do you want to go to second base?
Is that boobs?
What is second?
Well,
base?
yeah. What is second base?
What's first base is kissing, right? Second base
Oh,
is
God,
like
here we go.
top shirt boobs.
I'd be like, bitch, let's go to the dugout. Come on, bring it.
Oh, God.
So what's third base?
Let's go back to the clubhouse.
So what's third base?
Third base is touching under the clothes.
Is it?
Like
Hold on.
any
Hold on.
pieces or
First
just
base is
boobs or
it
what?
kissing, right?
First base is, I mean, I'm going back to what we all talked about is, oh my God, did you make it to first base or second base?
But,
I mean,
what is
that's
it?
what I mean.
First base was kissing. No, first base was holding hands. First
Oh,
base
I
was
don't know.
first base was holding hands. Second base was kissing.
Third base was what?
Maybe not.
Home run is like doing the deed, right?
I guess so. All right, so maybe we should revise this. First base is
Because you're
kissing.
jumping pretty far.
Yeah, I
third to
know.
home.
Okay, so first base is kissing. Second base is touching over the clothes.
Above the waist.
Second base is touching above
Second
the waist.
base is
Clothes
touching
or
above
not.
the waist. Third base is stimulating anywhere below the waist. Stimulating
Third
anywhere
base?
below the base. Third base is
Oh.
stimulating anywhere
Oh, great.
below.
There's pictures.
Oh wow,
Of course,
that's graphic. Is that a thong?
it's not graphic. It's just cartoon pictures.
Home base, also called fourth base, is
Sexual
banging.
Banging,
Really?
really.
Colloidal
Banging.
intercourse. Does that include anal?
How do we go from what would you ask Farrah Fawcett in heaven to, hey, what is third base? What is wrong with us?
Here, I got a little quote here. What is the base? What is base 6 in a relationship? Here,
Base 6?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, why are we skipping base 5?
I don't know.
Is it
but
like
it just
two
says,
girls in a cup?
some couples
Whoa.
have been given more romantic connotations denoting any significant milestone. Oh, the 6th base would be engaged, starting a family, moving together,
No.
similarly.
No.
Post sex.
Please. Look at the graphic they have in it. And that's just the thing. This is what kind of is perverted.
Okay,
You know,
here we go.
I mean, look at the picture. This is what really grinds my gears is because look at the animation that they have on there. This is online and it shows what it's showing, but the problem I have with it isn't anything about this. It's what I imagine those stupid books in the elementary show the little kids on how to perform better oral sex on men.
Is it because of the quality of the artwork here?
No, it's
I think this is very
are you
child-looking.
referencing the school board books that
Yes.
people are freaking out about? And
absolutely it's just-
Genderqueer?
Well, I don't recall that.
That's one of the books.
Is it? Well, it's just when I see this
right
animation
In other words,
or this
in other
little-
words, it's cartoon characters but doing
very
really
sexual. I mean,
bad
clearly
things.
they had a fantastic picture of the thong. I knew it was a thong, and it barely showed the thong. You know, I was kind of like, that is a thong.
Right.
Or some of the images we see on our Instagram search.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not on my Instagram.
Crazy.
Do you know for that kind of stuff to pop up, you have to search for certain things?
That's
I
not
think?
true because
I don't
I
think
don't think
so.
I've ever
I don't
searched
know
for
how that
anything like
happens
that.
for you guys. It's
I
kinda
right
weird.
click on all that stuff and say not interested, not interested, not interested. And if finally we're getting a lot of the stuff off. Now at least we're stuck to 2-dimensional stuff.
Really? Thank you. Thank you. For
Why?
Thank you for showing me, Jeff, what pops up on our feed.
Mm.
Yeah, that's great. Super.
That's
You
the
know-
reason why it shows up is he selects it.
Well, no, I just did.
You know
And
what?
he's
I'm
doing
not
it
looking.
again.
I'm not looking. You know what's interesting? They were talking about not only the pictures and stuff like that, but they were talking about like novels, right, or books of what they're they. So one parent was reading the book in an approved school district book in the school board meeting.
They called her out.
And they said, you need to stop reading that. Ma'am, you need to stop reading that book. And she was like, well, why? She goes, well, there are children present. And she's like, "Does anybody else see the irony here?
I saw that.
They're asking me to stop reading because there's children, and this is a family event."
And these are found in my child's library.
Library, right? Probably
the
being
hypocrisy there.
probably
whatever you
being
want to call
pushed
it.
by a teacher that has a rainbow flag in her classroom. Right?
By the way, they
Yes.
outlawed that in a couple states now.
That's what I
Florida.
heard that too. No rainbow flags in the.
Oh yeah, that was it Missouri, Utah?
I think it was Missouri.
Yeah, I
don't
can't
know.
remember. Yeah, there was a state who did ban. Ooh, speaking of, did you see the story where the Oklahoma school, the kids were sucking the toes of teachers,
It was like a contest.
but they were sucking the toes
I know.
of adults?
Why?
That's exactly the point. Why were they doing this?
So I think this was several years ago because I remember that
Well, I just
a
saw it.
long time ago.
No, this is one day ago.
Yeah, this just happened, I thought.
Yeah, but I remember a controversy like this already, and yes, it was like a
So in Oklahoma's high school is facing intense backlash after students were captured on video licking feet during a fundraising event.
yes, that's what I read. But
A
it was
viral
years ago.
video posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, seemingly shows Deer Creek High School students participating in a bizarre competition for their wonderful week of fundraising. The video was shared by libs of TikTok and what else? So that's basically what it was. Mr. Producer, you want to pop up one? Oh, well. All participants in the assembly
I mean, that
were
is- that's
students
clearly a
who
sexual
signed
fetish.
up. All participants in the assembly were students who signed up for the games. They played. They played ahead of time. No Deer Creek faculty or staff participated in any of the games during the Clash of Classes assembly. Many dedicated students have generously of their personal time gave generously of their personal time to achieve the momentous.
So they're trying to
accomplishment.
justify this.
Yeah, it's just a momentous accomplishment. Really.
Sucking teeth or
Mhm.
toes.
We would like to thank all the patrons, business, and sponsors who contributed to the success of this year's wonderful week of fundraising by toe sucking.
So okay, do you remember they
Kids
used to
sucking
have?
adults' toes.
Do you remember when they have kissing booths
Oh, yeah.
at
It
festivals?
was like in the 50s,
Right?
60s. I don't think I had them when I was going.
How is? I mean, is that
I've never seen one.
is that different? That's
Well, those were students kissing students. That was an adult.
well. I mean, they
kissing the
said that
students.
no faculty participated.
They
but-
were adults, though, that were in the chairs
yeah,
that the students were sucking.
yeah. That's just not. That's just not right.
No, it's like parents.
I don't get it. I don't
no,
get
I
it.
don't either.
I don't understand it at all.
I think the kissing booth is different because you have like the prom king up there or the prom queen up there, and you're paying $5 to go kiss them, right? This is all right.
That
Everyone
would never fly now. That's so gross.
What, the kissing booth?
Yeah.
I mean, the
Isn't it?
kissing booth back then is even kind of like, what a whore.
Well, I wouldn't think that because it's
I'm
not like you're not
absolutely
going up
thinking
there
that.
to
No, I wouldn't
tongue
think
all that.
Doesn't matter.
It's a kiss.
It's intimate.
I would. Yeah, but I wouldn't call him a
I
whore.
wouldn't call them a whore.
I would call them undesirable.
Oh, I
Wow.
don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, it was something that was okay in
Yeah,
high
back
school
in the day.
back in the 50s and 60s,
Whores.
which would God,
They're
just
not
stop. They're
whores.
not. You're just trying to elicit a reaction, which is apparently working.
Yeah. Well, but look, come on. It is a bad thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
And
I agree.
I'm huge on that. I think that,
Well, girls and guys were doing it. Are
Yeah.
the guys
I think it's a bad
whores as
thing.
well?
Yeah.
yes, we are.
Oh, that was different than what you said a few podcasts ago. That men can't be whores and sluts, only women.
Oh, we're slut makers. We're whore makers.
God, we're not reliving that. That was not a good
Yeah,
podcast.
I actually kind of like that one. So let's
No.
revisit.
Let's move on. Good Lord. All right. Hey, so let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about.
No.
So there was a new space thing that just popped up. We talked about a little bit about the
Lunar lander.
the
that
lunar
fell
lander,
over.
but there was something else that
It's
just
flawed
happened.
design.
It needed a third leg. Or
It needed the push-up arm.
did it have 2 legs or 3 legs?
It had 4 legs, did it?
So it needed a 5th leg.
It needed something to push itself up.
It needed an additional thruster.
Correct.
Yeah, that's sad. Can you imagine all the work that went into
Well,
that?
did they say they're still
Oh, that's
collecting
what-
some kind of data? Out
So
of it?
the SpaceX fills up a Starship mega rocket for in a test for the third launch. Did you guys hear anything about that?
Oh, you're talking about the SpaceX, yeah.
SpaceX
Well, it blew up,
Starship
didn't
Flight
it?
3 launch.
No, I didn't hear it blew up.
Oh, I did not blow up.
Saw some video with it.
Yeah, SpaceX
launched
flew
and then-
8 Dragon
Well,
capsule
yeah.
docks.
They've had multiple tests now, and then, yes, it blew up like after, what do they call it? Something separation.
Correct.
Yeah, that was a while ago, though. They're getting ready for another launch. Now, this is the one that's going to take them to Mars, just so you know.
I'd have no desire to go to Mars.
No?
No.
You don't want to be one of those people that...
I'm not ready to buy an EV. I'm not ready to hop on a ship to go to Mars.
Well, it's unrealistic that you're
I
going
don't
to travel
think
to
the
Mars.
technology is quite there.
It may be there now to sustain life for, I don't know, X amount of years.
But what are they going to do for the very first trip there? They're just going to go there, fly around, and come back? Because there's nothing there, right? So,
Well, did y'all see the movie The Martian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost contact, and he was communicating.
It was
by-
actually a really good movie.
Yeah, it was
I
a
enjoyed
good
it.
movie.
There's
And
Matt
he
Damon
pooped,
and
he pooped and grew potatoes in it.
yeah. Well, he used everybody the astronauts poop.
Yes.
Did something go wrong? Did somebody die or something?
He got left behind.
Yeah, he got left behind. So there was a couple people that
Oh.
died. But so the premise of it is they went out there to try to explore, set up a little colony
Did
out
they
there.
think he was dead?
They did
They
because
did.
he got struck by a flying debris, and they saw him like laying out in the field somewhere. They're like, "Yeah, we got to go," because the wind was like way too strong. There was a storm coming in, like all
Dude,
of
that
a sudden.
would suck.
Yeah.
You know, and then he comes to, and he's kind of like, "Yeah, I've got something stuck on my chest," and he makes it back to the
And they're gone.
well, they're
Yeah,
gone,
everyone's gone.
and he's got no way of communicating with them because like there's a certain the systems are down, but he has got to survive. So he's got all this food and he's rationing out, and he realizes, yeah, I got to figure out how I'm going to survive.
I need to grow food.
Yeah, so he ends up growing his food out there using poop and Mars Earth.
And there is a camera that's working because that's how they were communicating with him.
Well,
They
they
had no
eventually
audio.
It
they
was a
eventually
rover.
get to communicate somehow.
Yeah.
There was a rover that he had found unearthed or unmarged.
Unmarsed.
Yeah, 'cause, so he dug it up, but there was he ended up figuring out how they were able to access the camera on there, and they were able to move it around, and he figured out a way to communicate doing that. You know, using,
Yeah, I remember that. I
It's
remember
kind
that
of,
scene. It was
interesting.
interesting. I mean, it was something we don't ever think about, right? Like it was a creative topic.
Right. Well, the travel time to get out there is like,
Years.
yes,
Is it? I thought it was.
Yeah, it's years.
Is it 3.5 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
it'd
Well,
be terrible.
It would be
Well,
terrible.
I mean, you can always. I don't know. I mean, you're in a vacuum, so it seems to me you just gotta. You can accelerate. Is the problem
God.
decelerating?
Would they have Netflix on the way out there?
You could download a bunch of movies.
That's what I would do.
Pornhub.
Not about Pornhub, but I would have play video games.
Well,
I don't play video games
well,
now. I would catch up on all these games you guys talk about, Halo and
Well,
Apex
3.5
and-
years is a very long time to be
Yeah.
in a rocket going this direction.
I would have like a brothel. Just
and
A
who's
brothel.
gonna fucking be the women?
You know what's funny? We talk about Star Trek and they have those holodeck.
Oh yeah.
That would be the crustiest holodeck.
oh my god.
That room would be so nasty.
Oh yeah. Black light everywhere.
Yes, just gross, right?
Right. Well, I think before
well, you're
they,
the one that bought a brothel.
I think
Yeah,
before they go
but-
to Mars, they need to do more long-term studies on what zero gravity does to the body
Yeah.
They do.
because it causes problems.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean,
You have to exercise
yeah, your muscles
regularly,
get all. Yeah, you get
or
all.
your bones decompose.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, they break down.
Yeah, there's,
so you
there's
gotta-
problems.
You have to maintain. You have to maintain like the treadmill's recommended because it creates that motion, and they've got these straps that kind of harness you and pull you down onto the treadmill, which makes your muscles work in a certain
I was
format.
going to say nothing is heavy.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
they
I mean,
make
there's
you
no
heavy.
gravity.
So
There's
they
literally
apply
no gravity. So
resistance.
there's nothing is heavy. So you can't. Your muscles can't build.
You have to have resistance, so you'd have to have like the bands.
Yeah.
You can't lift a
okay.
weight, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to lift a weight. You're not really doing anything. So you have to have
Interesting.
resistant
Okay.
bands.
Okay, so you can
or
create
weights to
resistance.
hold you
Okay,
down.
yeah.
I just saw a movie called Space Man, I believe, with Adam Sandler. I just saw that. It was, I would watch it, but I mean, it wasn't a fantastic movie.
Spaceman.
It was similar to Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Interstellar with
Interstellar.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a
it
good
was
movie.
similar. It's basically.
I'm not sure I've seen it.
his job is to go out towards, he's launching a solo on this big ass ship, and he goes out towards Jupiter, and it's like, a couple. Actually, I guess this one goes a lot faster because he's only gone for like a year and a half. So he goes out there and he's scooping up some Jupiter dust, and he comes back. That's his job. And,
By himself.
By himself.
Oh, this is the Adam Sandler one.
This is the Spaceman movie.
Okay.
Mr.
I've never
Woods,
even
you wanna
heard
pull
of
that
this.
up?
Well, don't give away any.
Yeah. No spoilers.
Oh, there's no spoilers really. I mean, that's what the movie is. There's, and he encounters.
So this is new. Oh, this is brand new.
Yeah,
this
just
is
came
brand
out.
new.
Oh
So
shit.
there's some interesting stuff that goes on. I mean, he's envisioning alien life form out there, and you don't know if it's real or not. And the thing is that how did the alien get in the ship? If it's real, if it's not real,
No point watching it now. The alien
no,
gets
but
in the ship.
they're showing all this in the trailer though. All this stuff they're showing in the trailer.
Yeah, I don't like.
No.
If I want to see it, I don't want to know anything.
I don't know what it is about Adam Sandler. I don't think he's I like watching his movies.
Is it hard to take him seriously?
It is hard to take him serious. This one's a little bit.
It looks like a serious movie.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit more serious. He's not funny at all in this one, but it's just I know he's trying to push himself to be that type of actor, but he's not that type of actor. He's just not. It's just difficult.
Well, I know he's had some serious roles.
It's like watching Bill Murray with Razor's Edge.
Right,
You know,
right. No, I got you.
it is
But
very difficult.
hasn't he done some serious roles? I think
He's
he
done
has.
a couple.
Yeah.
Like what?
Don't mess with the Zohan.
Are you being serious?
Get the fuck out of here.
That's a stupid
He's
movie.
like a hairstylist.
With a
Hey.
huge rock,
I was like,
with a huge peen.
oh god.
Don't mess with the Zohan. That was a stupid
He's
movie.
had some good
I
movies
watched
though.
the shit out of it.
My favorite.
He's
probably
watched
is
so
50,
many movies.
40 First Dates with
50.
50. Yeah.
50. Yeah. With,
I also like
Drew
Wedding
Barrymore.
Singer. I think Wedding Singer was really good.
Oh, he's got a lot of fun movies. I mean, granted,
does.
I enjoy. I mean, even like when his earlier in Saturday Night Live. I mean, when he's coming out with those audio albums, he's funny as shit. It's just he's funny. What is the one that he keeps making with David Spade and the rest of the Rat Pack with the fathers, and they go out on these little ventures?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, I know where they pee in the water. If you pee in the water, it turns blue. And there's a bunch of blue water around all the dads because they were peeing in it.
God.
Yeah, what is that?
Grown-ups.
Yeah, grown-ups.
But going back to the Mars thing, I mean, if they're going to go through all the effort of send somebody out there
For 3 years.
and are they staying there?
I think it's a one-way thing, isn't it?
What's the plan? The plan is to build a little house or like a space station.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
let's first get grounded on a couple things. So to travel to Mars, we projected how long would it take?
I thought it was 3 years.
How long do you think?
Well, yeah, 3 months.
Yeah, it takes about 7 months.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Oh, that's not bad.
So the
That's not
7
bad.
months
the trip
compared
to
to
Mars,
3 years.
Well, compared to 3 years.
Yeah. So the trip to Mars will take about 7 months, and about 300 million miles.
So
yeah,
how
who
fast
cares
are
about
they
how many
going?
miles? It's all about how many months.
No. So they're saying in the 2030s, we're actually NASA's advancing many technology to send astronauts to the moon as early as the 2030s. Elon Musk wants to do it sooner.
Why would we go to Mars instead of trying to figure the moon out first?
Man,
I mean, I think they're doing that too, right? I mean, the NASA has all those private contracts with contracts with private
Well,
companies.
I think we should.
I think the moon is too convoluted. I think 7 months is reasonable amount of time to travel.
What haven't they figured out on the moon already? What do we mean? What's
Well,
exciting
if
about
we're
the moon?
trying to colonize Mars, why don't we try to colonize the moon
Oh,
first?
I think they're going to do it concurrently. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
hearing
agree with
anything
that
out
too.
of Elon Musk about the moon. He's only talking about Mars.
I don't think he has any desire to go to the moon. I've never heard him say anything
That's
Because
what I
about
there's
mean. Why
nothing
not?
new about it.
Well,
From the standpoint of
of a challenge.
yes, like never been done before. Yes.
Well, I can see
Elon
that.
Musk is all about never been done before, like the Neuralink and the SpaceX
Well, I get
private
that, but
private SpaceX stuff.
if you're going to
and
try to colonize something, I would think you want to try something
a little closer,
slightly easier.
yeah, maybe.
Both are going to be difficult, but one is
He's
I can
not
be there.
about that, man. He's
in a
about
couple
making
days.
the impossible possible. He
Yeah,
really is.
I guess, but I think he could set up a colony on the moon a lot faster than
It
going
seems
to
to me
Mars.
like it would be a better stepping stone.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not saying ignore Mars. Hey, let's figure it all out on the moon.
Yeah, build
before we try
exactly
to do
what
something
you
out
would
on
build
Mars.
on the moon. Build it, on Mars. Build it
All
on
right,
the
so
moon. Yeah.
Correct.
I hear you.
I
hear you there.
quasi agree with that, but the problem with the moon, in my opinion, and I always harp on this, and you guys bust my balls over it, but I think I think you're fucking up when you're messing with the moon. The moon is part of it's symbiotic to Earth.
Yes.
And if you fuck things up on there, I just think it's a bad idea.
Well, that could happen any day when a huge asteroid hits it.
Well, okay,
That's true.
but why would we want to do it?
Well,
I don't
it's not
think
like we're detonating megaton bombs on the moon and fucking.
I
We're
think
putting a
orbit.
nuclear reactor on the moon.
No, that's Russia.
Okay,
Yeah, but-
a nuclear reactor is being put on the moon.
If that blew up, what could happen?
Well,
The moon is big.
yeah.
It's very big.
It's very big. It's not this little thing, so it's very, very large.
I get it. I just, my opinion, that is the reason why I wouldn't go to the moon. I would rather. I mean, it's a good idea that you're saying, hey, let's do a trial run on the moon because it's so much closer. But at the same time, it's like, fuck it. 7 months. We already know. They already know so much about it. What is it going to take to land on the I mean, they've landed rovers on there.
Well, they're having trouble with that. They want to put people on there now.
Yeah, but people.
But the other thing is the planning, execution, hardware, everything is different for going to the Mars. I mean, Elon Musk is building an entirely different rocket for the sole purpose of it being able to reach Mars.
Well, I understand that, but I think my argument still stands. Let's figure out the moon first. So getting to Mars is different than getting to the moon.
Yes.
But the construction of shit in outer
and
space
deploying it, yeah.
is again, it's not exactly the same because Mars has some gravity
Yes.
different than this. It has some atmosphere different than this. It's obviously made out of different shit as well. But figure it out, so you could get stuff up and back much quicker.
Yeah,
It can happen faster and go, okay, this is what we learned. This is what, instead of every time I go out there, it's 7 months just to get there.
Yeah. No, I understand.
To figure something out. Oh, shit, that one blew up 6 months in. Fuck, now we got to start over.
So you literally, do you know that it's a one-way trip for people that choose to go to Mars?
I thought I heard that.
I don't know.
I
think
I don't
they're
think
using
they can
that.
sustain them for the rest of their lives there.
I thought that was the understanding. If you want to be the first ones out there, it's a one-way ticket.
I think
And there's people signing up for it.
They need to
Wow.
be prepared for it to be a one-way ticket. I'm sure that the end game is for them to come back.
How?
I mean, they've got it takes 7 months to get there. So the
Yeah,
concept is
But
probably,
those rockets that go out there to drop the rover off, they don't come back.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. In other words, we don't have the technology to, once they're, let's say they go there, they stay there for a month, and they hang out. They don't have a rocket ship to bring them home.
Well,
It's-
I mean,
it's been spent.
well, I mean, maybe it takes 12 months for them to get back. That rocket ship will kind of.
Yeah, this one here. Space travelers will return never. They will finish out their lives on Mars, according to this company.
A Dutch company called Mars One began looking Monday for volunteer astronauts to fly to Mars. Departure for the Red Planet is scheduled for 2022, landing 7 months later in 2023.
They've kind of missed that.
Yeah, they're way behind here.
Yeah.
Damn COVID.
All right, but
It's
look,
COVID.
but the thing is look, if they go out there, it's a commitment. So yeah, obviously.
So when you say commitment,
no, but look,
Your
look,
life.
but what they got to do is when they're sending them out there, they set up camp, whatever they're going to do, but you can imagine every 7 months or every so often they're going to get packages,
a new shipment.
Yeah, there's going to be
A care
stuff
package.
that's going to come, and it'll be like a rover showing up with supplies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but what
a-
if something happens 2 months in?
Like an Amazon
Fuck,
shipment.
my tent blew up.
Well, you know what? Shit happens.
You're dead.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're toast.
But you know what? That's how life happens. That it's like they're.
You know what? That's how it was when people left Europe to go find what else is out there.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
just the
And there were
trek,
Indians over here.
just the trek to get across this country
Yes.
was
I mean,
perilous.
making it to the North Pole was like
Oh,
unthinkable.
yeah. Oh, I'm not saying that
Yeah.
People should do
So,
it.
I mean,
I'm not
that's-
going to
that's-
sign up for it.
Dude, but this is human spirit. You got to love that.
Yeah.
For people willing to do this, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we ought to explore that down in Antarctica. You know, why don't they take some of that divine money they've got and head to the bowels of the Earth oceans and find out what the fuck's down there?
You know, I'm reading a book now, one of the Sigma Force books, and I think you should read. I think you get the kick out of all of them. Is they're exploring. It's that same discussion. Is we know more about the surface of the moon and Mars than we do about the surface of our oceans.
The depths.
And they said, you know, there's, and they gave a spec out there that, you know, they're saying, well, we've explored this much of the ocean. They're like, well, they really haven't, because they may have sonared it,
Right.
but no one's been down
they
there.
know basic contour and
Correct.
stuff like that.
No one's been down there. They said it's actually like 0.5%.
because
the
it's
ocean's
so
floor.
inhospitable.
It is.
It's so deep.
It's dark.
So,
It's so deep, dark. It's so deep. Light doesn't get down there.
that's right.
You know,
Right.
it's amazing.
And they see creatures down there that are like,
Just like,
They
where the
can't-
fuck this thing come
can't
from?
see.
I mean,
And-
everyone's seen
and-
Finding Nemo. I mean, you see
Right.
those fish that were down there?
Yes.
Good God.
And they grow bigger because the oxygen, or the again this book, there's a lot of science in it.
Yeah.
Is there's different layers of the ocean, right? So the bottom is
Like density and
density,
weight.
oxygen level, salinity. So the stuff on the very bottom,
Nice.
because of the pressure, has much more oxygen and lower salinity. So the animals grow larger. It's the whole
Well-
dinosaur thing.
I thought it was less oxygen.
Damn.
That's why they grow larger.
No, it's more oxygen creates larger animals, just like the dinosaurs. There was more oxygen back then.
Maybe that has to do with bugs.
Interesting.
So there, because
All right,
in
he's
the
got
book,
a little graphic pulled up. Layers of the ocean. It's wow! It's got layers. It's got names just like the
yes, they do.
the atmosphere.
The hadal, I guess that's how you say it, is the very bottom.
Yes, hadal pelagic.
Yeah, and the abysmal
Hadopelagic.
pelagic.
Hadopelagic.
Yeah, so yeah,
The
like,
hadopelagic zone.
Abyssopelagic.
yeah, like I just read the book where they went through all these layers.
Dude,
and they were listing
so
all of them.
crazy.
So they got sea cucumbers down there. Well, hell, you see sea cucumbers all the way up on the the epielegic one.
Yep. Well, there's all kinds of animals that have adapted down there.
Sean's disputing this already.
I'm just saying it's
I don't
amazing.
believe that.
No, I'm not disputing
I
it,
know,
but I'm just
I know.
saying that they do have sea cucumbers up
They do.
top.
Yes,
So
of
that
course.
kind of makes me wonder. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
There's also sharks down there.
I think what they're
Really?
saying there is
Yeah.
that's all that they can see down there. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's amazing that
They don't know. That's the whole point. They don't know.
The skeleton or the structure of these fish can handle the weight,
The pressure.
of
Yeah.
the water on them down there. That's
Because we saw how
amazing.
the Titanic submersible
the picture
with
I
those
drew.
people in it. We saw how that went.
yeah, that didn't go very well.
It really
well,
didn't.
there's a specific shark that lives down there, and it doesn't. It's not like your great white, right? It's not like, it looks different.
Oh, weird looking, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
Does it have like glowing fins?
no,
You know, that's
it was
what's
black.
amazing for some of those fish down there is they figured out how to produce light down there. I mean, it's like these.
bioluminescence. Yeah.
Yes, it's crazy how amazing those pictures are, where they have
Yeah,
all
there it
these
is.
changing colors, like jellyfish that change all these different colors.
So
Yeah.
even like the sea life down there, God will provide. You
Look at
can't
that-
see.
look at that.
Yes, for sure.
Look at that. Yeah, there's squids. Look at this shark.
Oh,
Is that
my
part of
God.
the movie?
That's
No.
terrifying.
That's a deep water.
It's a
shark.
whale shark.
No,
And it's
not a whale
blind,
shark.
isn't it?
Yeah, they don't see.
Massive deep sea shark checking out our submarine. This is Ocean.
So there
X.
is an incredibly large animal that's just coming by and chewing shit up.
Golly.
What
that's
you freak out
What did it gobble up?
Who knows? And what's interesting is when whales die, they fall all the way down to these deep trenches,
Yes.
and they have all kinds of critters down there that just
Start chewing
eat
on
it.
them.
Just eat it.
It's like coyotes.
It's a buffet.
Yeah, and they'll there's a bunch of worms down there, a bunch of looks like, you know, the little gray pill bugs
Mm-hmm.
you see you lift a rock. Well, they have huge ones that are like 3 feet
And
across.
they do like a time lapse. And
yeah,
it's just
and,
like
and they crawl all over it, and they eat it, and they're
amazing.
kind of translucent color, and and these things come out and eat it and everything. So that's a big ass shark.
That is a big ass shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is amazing. I'm kind of curious what kind of stuff we're going to see on Mars. I mean, they don't have any conclusive evidence that there is life on Mars. However, there is conclusive evidence that there were signs of water at one point.
There is water.
So, I mean, just the fact that there's water. Is it water like H2O water, like H3O water?
My understanding is one of the rovers found. I definitely know they found evidence of water. That was easy to find.
Effervescence?
But
What the
look
hell?
at that. Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Are we looking at real pictures of weird ass
It's a
creatures?
psychedelic jelly, the Crosata milsi. So
Depth.
2.8 centimeters. It's
Oh,
1 inch.
it's 1 inch across.
Yeah.
That thing is tiny.
So you could see those like at the Dallas Aquarium Zoo.
Really?
They've got all kinds of cool stuff. What is that? The blob sculpin? It's a Cycraltuous.
Are we looking at
Prictus?
deep sea creatures?
Yeah,
Is that what
this
this
goes
is?
up to 9,200 feet deep.
Oh my God.
Damn.
So that's over a
My ears
That's-
pop after like 8 feet,
that's
Yeah.
over
6
yeah.
feet.
octopus.
Yeah.
Octopus are kind of crazy creatures, because they're kind of like one of the few creatures that really aren't tied to any other species.
And they're smart.
They're
They
smart.
are. And they can fit in small little cracks.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, there's the one that's from
From the Finding Nemo. It's got
yeah,
the little light
it's got
in
the
front
little
of it.
light little
That's
stick.
the black sea devil
15,000
anglerfish.
15,000 feet.
God, that thing is terrifying looking. And then you get attracted to the light. Yep, it lowers the light. Look at that, right next to its mouth.
It's a tantalizing. I'm going to the light.
This is the. Oh God! All right,
looks like
23,000 feet.
looks like a floating liver.
That's just supposed to blob of jelly
Looks
right
like
there.
an anus. That's
Ooh, yeah, it kind of does.
It is amazing that we know that
With
little
hemorrhoids.
about the ocean. That's amazing.
wow. Well, there's
Yep.
a lot of crazy stuff out there. I mean, I'm sure dudes like us are really infatuated with what we're talking about here. But what about other planets? Like, what about Jupiter? It's very gassy.
That's gaseous.
Well-
is there any solid part to Jupiter?
I don't
Is there a
know.
core?
I thought there was a core, but really, what's more interesting about Saturn and Jupiter are the moons.
Correct.
Because Io, isn't there
I
one
think
that
there's
has
one
like
that's-
massive volcanic activity and
Isn't there one that says it's similar to Earth?
yes, it's like got an atmosphere and it's got ice, and they think like liquid under the ice. There's no way there isn't some form of life.
Is it one of those things where it's like in a billion years there could have life?
I don't know.
It's just early on in the development where Earth billions of years ago didn't really have anything.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about a moon of a planet.
Yeah, well, it's Jupiter. The James Webb Space Telescope captured images of a Jupiter moon, Europa,
Europa, that's
Yeah.
it.
revealing an abundance of carbon dioxide on its frigid surface.
I'm telling you, Earth, life finds a way, right? Life finds a way to happen. So it would not surprise me if
Remember-
we're going to find life within our
Remember
solar
Jacques
system,
Cousteau?
it's going to be one of those moons.
Jacques Cousteau would be like, under its bright frosty shell, Jupiter's moon Europa is thought to harbor a salty ocean.
Salty.
Dude, that's awesome what you're doing. You're on a NASA website and you got a 3D image of some of the moons of Jupiter there.
Yeah, that is
Europa?
crazy. Oh, look how different
There's
directions
Io.
these things are going.
Callisto.
Yep. So we're looking at a
Ganymede.
map where you have these moons that are rotating around Jupiter, but they're going in all different directions. So they could feasibly smack each other at one point.
Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind
That
of
is
crazy.
awesome. What an awesome website.
Yeah, that is good. What is that? It's science.nasa.gov/Jupiter
It's showing them
/moons/Europa.
It's showing them all revolving around Jupiter. Have you guys ever looked through a binoculars and seen the moons? You know, the little specks, of course, but you can look through binoculars when Jupiter is like in full display. And you can see some of the moons. It's amazing. You see like a little Jupiter and spark and little dots around it.
What is Lucy?
Lucy.
Is
That's
that a
moon.
comet?
That's a moon.
Of what?
Oh, wait. No, I don't know what Lucy is.
Oh, it's a satellite.
Oh. Damn, I got to go find this website. That's pretty badass.
That is pretty cool. The whole space thing is pretty cool.
It is.
And one of the theories in this book is that they're saying life. What they're trying, one of the scientists is trying to prove is life actually started in the depths of the ocean because it was protected from all of the shit that goes on at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning like
The supernova,
like things hitting
blasts.
the planet.
Hitting the planet, killing the atmosphere, while everything underneath, like in the dirt and everything, bacteria and stuff. And the theory is that it grows so slow, we really don't notice it until you really look and can understand. And they're trying to adapt that to try to identify slow advancing life in space instead of fast, which is on the surface.
Right.
Live dead, where down in the thing could be hundreds of thousands of years old, but it's living so slow to really recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway,
I get it.
I don't know if that's kind of the theory in the book.
There's dude, our whole world could immediately like change when something happens. Some technology happens or first contact happens. They're always the telescope capabilities now. They're able to find planets in the habitable zone in other solar systems where it's like in the sweet spot in the distance from its sun to have, they call it the habitable zone, meaning it could sustain, it could have water, it could have, all the.
Yeah, the thing is that
it's amazing.
It's fun to fathom those types of things, just like it's fun to win the lottery. It's fun. It's never any. It's an infinity. It's endless. It's
endless speculation.
You just kind of think about what's going on out there, but unfortunately, when you break away from that daydream and you wake up, you're still slapped in the face of what's going on right now. And it's disheartening. It is. It's a little depressing. It is. I enjoy all this. I love it. Who the hell wouldn't? I enjoy, all those things.
And then you're forced to just sit there with some dudes and drink a good bourbon.
Yeah, this bourbon
this is good bourbon.
Yeah. So we scored. How did this come about? How did we get this?
Paul got this. I think there was a text or.
That's right. I did get this.
Paul.
I got this one, Sean.
I think it was.
This was one of these big wins.
I think it was on our lead, though. Hey, Paul, go get this.
I don't know.
Paul just happened to be circling the Total Wine.
No,
this one is a unicorn. This one's hard to find.
It was more, guys. You're not going to believe I scored one that I knew in my heart.
Well, it comes in a tube
that we wanted.
I think you were there just at the right time.
Oh, well, could have been that too.
From what I remember.
Yeah, it's funny. Don't I have the same bottle?
E.H. Taylor Jr. Single Barrel, a straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, it's 100 proof.
I don't believe there's any junior on there.
No,
there is a junior.
Oh, there is a junior.
Dude, I know my bourbon. Okay?
Oh, my bad.
It actually says it up
ridiculous.
there.
Oh, there you just reading
off the
single
barrel. So this is the single barrel bottled in bond.
Let's back up a little bit. We're going to talk about the E.H. Taylor, but I want to, Jeff and I were, while you were in away this weekend, we had the Total Wine tasting, and Jeff and I went out there to go sample Teeling Irish whiskeys, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was actually a fun class, and I look forward to the next one because being a Grand Reserve participant, you're allowed 2 tickets a month to go for some of these samples. And an additional ticket will cost like $20 or so. So I'm thinking we could split the cost between the three of us, like $6. You get a meal, couple drinks.
Yeah.
Really? They fed you?
And,
yes.
And 15 grab bags.
Like sandwiches? Like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No, there were meat sandwiches. Well,
buffalo wings.
They caused
really?
Sean
no, the buffalo wings are the ones that did it.
They caused Sean some gastric distress.
Oh yeah, I have
chicken
butt flu
wings
for like 12 hours.
Can I ask an honest question? What doesn't? cause gastric distress
This is true.
for Sean.
No, but this was different, man. It was literally the butt flu, man. I was
You're doubled over in pain
yeah.
all night.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable, and the thing is, I was having a good night. But look, not to break away from the E.H. Taylor, but I wanted to talk about the fact that it's 100 proof, and I was about to rip into it, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. But the Teeling guy, he was talking about how these people that own, or the people that are like these stewards of a bourbon were saying that the target proof for theirs was like 92 proof.
92 proof.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like, I'm thinking to myself,
like, Jeff, we're leaving.
Yeah, I was like, we're out of here.
Finish your sandwich.
And
But then he explained why.
Yeah, but we have 116. I was like, oh, okay, I'll stay. No. They did have some good stuff. Look, I enjoyed it.
But you said they explained why. I would like to hear why.
Because they said as you water down bourbon, when it sits in your glass, your bourbon will start to, or your whiskey will start to separate at a lower proof. And they said at 92, that separation does not occur.
So that's why they don't go any lower than 92.
Correct. So their lowest is 92 proof because it won't separate in the glass. Like if you sat there, they said, I don't know what part of it, but the oils will separate.
Okay, but
so
what you're saying is they would go lower if they could, but it separates.
But
they want quality.
They said that compounded with that. They said that if you put a little bit of distilled water in there, that it releases different aromas.
Right.
That's what they said, in addition to what Jeff said. But they said that it releases different aromas and tastes when you add a little bit of water.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that before.
Yeah,
if
compared
something's too hot for you, put in 2 drops of water.
Yeah, they compared it to when you make a bowl of soup and you put it in the fridge.
A
stew, the fat rises up in the oils, and you'll see a nice separation at the top.
Yeah.
Right? They said, well, that same thing happens with whiskey below 92 proof.
Interesting.
You add a little water on there, and stuff starts to float.
So my bottle of Henry McKenna, my 80 proof Henry McKenna, you're saying in that bottle, in that handle that sits, it's my mixer, I love it, but it sits up there.
According to them.
I would need to, stir it up.
Well, I don't know if it's in the bottle or when it's in the glass.
Interesting.
They didn't specify.
Well, look, I think everything will separate. Everything. You let it sit there long enough, it's got to separate. There's nothing. Austin probably
partially
know
hydrogenated peanut butter
language more than I would. What do they call a mixture of something that separates? Right. No, that's not that. But
that's a solution.
Yeah, there's a solution, and there's stuff.
Like
it all basically separates after a while.
That's why they came up with hydrogenated oils. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, well, hydrogenated
peanut
oils,
butter, natural peanut butter will separate.
Those are the healthy ones.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
the oil will go to the top.
Well, you
got
don't
to
want
mix it up, which is a
hydrogenated
pain in the ass. I can't stand doing that. But apparently they came out with non-hydrogenated peanut butter that you don't have to stir. And I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's just a fucking. You know what it is?
They must have put something else in there, right?
It's hydrogenated.
Yeah, don't get us hooked on this conversation. Let's back up to the E.H. Taylor. So,
all right,
we've what do you got in the notes of this?
We'll scroll down, and I think there's some tasting notes. Well, I like it. There's some sweetness. I think there's some fruits on this.
It's very little dried figs, a little stone fruit.
It's very mild. The very first sips we took, was it hot? Because right now it's extremely mild.
I almost taste like grape in.
Well, that's what I said earlier. There's a grape essence to it.
Yeah,
I tasted grapes.
I don't see that.
That could
up
be
there,
that could be the figs, maybe.
Yeah,
all right,
I think that's what it is. But
the tasting notes.
It's amazing because they don't add figs, they don't add stone fruit to this. So it's just that was one of the things they said at the Teeling thing, is that they were taking their whiskeys and they were moving it from an oak barrel and putting it in a rum barrel, and it was giving off its different flavors. It's really a science.
It is experimentation.
Yeah, and this one, and E.H. Taylor's got it. This one, just for that little grape taste, I kind of enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's a little dessert. I would personally like it a little hotter, just a little hotter, but still, I'm enjoying this. I'll give this a 7-1.
I give this a little bit higher. I really like this. I'm probably about a 7.7, 7.8.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's so mild to me. It tastes great,
Things an alcoholic say. Oh, was that out loud?
but you said it's 100 proof, right?
100 proof, yes.
It's so easy to drink. So I guess that's a good thing. So I would, you know what? I would give it a 7.4.
There's a lot. I think the MB Roland was a much stronger flavor.
Yes, yes,
But I
richer,
like-
much richer.
But I like this a lot better.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, flavor-wise, yes.
I agree. I like it 1 point higher. That much.
So that's a 6.1.
No, that's a
It's a
point.
tenth?
Yeah,
A tenth higher. So a 7.1. You said
No, I like this. I like this a lot.
it's good. No, there's no question about
I
it.
think it needs to be a little beefier to jump it up into the 8s. But this has good flavors to it. I like it. It's a little bit different. The grapes, again, whether that's the fig or whatever you want to call it, right?
Look,
Not
guys,
refined enough.
speaking of the hydrogenized stuff going on, I got to tell you, I don't know if I look any different. I don't feel any different, but I will tell you, my belt went an extra step today.
Another notch.
So
you are losing weight. There's no question.
I am
maybe not losing weight. You're losing.
I'm losing
inches.
circumference,
Yeah, inches.
and I don't.
And that's actually matters more than weight.
Yeah, I haven't. In all fairness, I haven't weighed myself because I get too angry. I shouldn't say angry. I get disappointed.
Yeah,
that's
I
kind of
can,
the
I
feeling.
can see that.
So it's just like, so I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to continue my efforts. So
So eventually, you're just going to be like a ring.
Yeah, you can be a size 2.
yeah, well,
You'd be like,
No.
"Hi guys."
He's going to remove like a rib,
Mhm.
so he's like really just thin.
He's like, "Sean, is that you?"
You put a
Yeah,
cor-
I'm a size
You're
2.
gonna put a
look
corset
at
on.
me.
Of course.
That's
Yeah.
just so.
Maybe that won't happen.
So I went to the doctor. I don't know, 6 weeks ago. I don't. It was probably sooner than that. It wasn't my normal doctor, Dr. Culpepper. It was a different doctor. It was the heart doctor, and frankly, I think he's full of shit. I mean, I listen to him, but at the same time, it's this rinse repeat kind of language that he has.
Right.
Don't do this, don't do that. I was like, bitch, we had this conversation last time I was here.
Right.
And I did all those things you said, and we're still at the same point. And I'm diligent about what I'm doing. And he was like, yeah, you need to do this, that. I was like, look, I do Celtic salt. And he was like, you need to do iodized salt if you do salt. I don't recommend salt, but if you do it, I'm like, why? Because you need your iodine. He's like, I do Brazilian nuts. Those have more iodine than I need. So it was just like, he was combating me on every little thing I do. It's like, look,
Yeah.
I just, what do you suggest? If I've done all this, and we've had this conversation before that you don't remember, what do you suggest? You had mentioned intermittent fasting at one point. How do you feel about that? And so I started doing it. So on Mondays, I don't eat Mondays. So Sunday night, I have dinner.
At all.
0. Sunday night, I go to bed, and I don't eat until Tuesday morning.
But you drink water.
Oh, yeah. I drink lots of water. I drink tea. I will...
Drink coffee.
I have a cup of coffee, and then I drink a lot of water, and I have a lot of hot tea. So I do hot teas, and I'll have like cayenne pepper mixed in there with a little bit of honey and some lemon. Lemon is kind of key too, because lemon's supposed to like feed your liver.
Do you drink pureed ribeyes?
No,
And
Strained.
ribeye, like pureed sausage?
let me tell you,
Like meat juice?
it's not that bad. Around the time Emily starts to cook dinner is the time where I really am like,
You gotta run away.
fuck,
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
You don't want to
but-
smell it. You don't want to.
No, but I just push through it, and it's just like, and even she was like, "What, Dad? Who's gonna know?" And I was like, well, "I'm gonna know."
Who's gonna? That's horrible support.
Well,
Come on, Dad.
Who's
You
gonna
know
know?
you want to eat it. You know it smells great.
but I'm gonna know. And look, and I've
That's
been sticking to
horrible.
it. So I'm like, this is like the third week in a row where I've done. I was told to do 2 days. But I'm not doing 2 days. Not 2 days in a row, but just 2 separate days. And I've tried doing the second day, and
It's a little tough.
it's not that it's just, what, right now I'm gonna do 1 day, Mondays, and just the rest of the week I'm gonna be light. Like I
you
had,
should fast on brisket night. That's what you should do.
Like on Sundays.
I
Yeah.
just slapped the
Ev-
shit out of you in my mind. you're
It's about to become brisket season again. I'm getting excited.
I don't know if you heard that clap with the pocket of my palm.
Did you say brisket?
It's,
That would be tough, man. It would be tough, but I would tell you what's happening. Your stomach is shrinking.
well, it's that, but
that's huge.
what it's shrinking.
And
but,
then as it shrinks, when you eat the next time, you don't eat as much because you don't need to. You're full.
That's
full
part of
faster.
it too. And I'm not overeating, but a lot of it's like I'm being very selective. I'm being selective on what I'm eating now. I'm really trying to fucking make an effort. I'm
Right.
so
Good for
disappointed that I'm at the state in which I am going into 54 years old.
That's good.
I'm disappointed because
It takes it. You know what? It takes getting pissed off. That's what it is.
I'm pissed off, and I'm frustrated with not you guys. I'm frustrated with all the propaganda. This works, that works. Hey,
Yeah.
take this, and it's gonna shed the weight right off. Take
Oh,
this,
yeah.
it's gonna shed the weight right off.
It can be all
Fuck
bullshit.
all of you motherfuckers. Okay,
Right.
I'll tell you, and I told you this before. Barbara O'Neill is someone that I've started listening to a lot. And
I don't know who that is.
Barbara O'Neill's like, she's just a doctor, Mr. Producer, Barbara O'Neill. She's just I want to say not necessarily a holistic doctor, but she was like a non-believer of some of the traditional. She's a doctor to start with. Okay.
Okay.
She became ill or something, and she started coming up, and she found God. And she quotes a lot of literature from the Bible. And she says that the Bible mentions that God put all the elements on earth to serve man.
Yes.
And everything that you need. And you think about things that are happening. And I'll bring up one example, like dandelions, for example. Dandelions are supposed to be super good for you. They're supposed to be super good for your health. And the people that make heart pressure medicine are the same people that make the so dandelions are good for your heart.
Right.
Okay. And then you have the people like the weed eater people. What are those? The
Scots.
No, there's the specific. Fuck.
They do. They make.
You're talking about the lawsuits.
Yeah, the weed killer was Roundup.
Roundup.
Okay?
Roundup.
So
Yes.
the same parent company that owns Roundup owns the pharmaceuticals.
Right.
So it's just like
It's a total conflict. Yes.
When you see that, you're kind of like, all right, well, God put all this stuff on earth for us to use. And it's just like, and these motherfuckers are trying to kill it.
Right. Well, they can't make money off of it. Yeah.
Well, it's just,
So how do
it
you?
pisses me off.
So what do you?
I'm not saying I'm going to go pick dandelions out of my backyard.
I was going to say.
I'm
you
just
kinda
saying-
munch on it like a dog munches on
No,
dandelions.
but look, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we have the tools that are at our disposal.
We have a
And
very abundant, plentiful
Even
earth.
if I were to go to the doctor now, and I would speak to Dr. Culpepper, and I would say all these things that I just mentioned and more, he would say, yeah, but they don't teach that in doctor school.
That's right.
And it's not a proven science.
It's not an FDA approved treatment.
Correct. That is the more accurate answer I wish he would say, but he doesn't say that. He says it's not a proven science.
Right.
And to me, that's bullshit. You know, it is bullshit, and it kind of frustrates me. Now, there's the guy Dana White. Is he the
UFC guy.
Yes. Did you hear what he was talking about? These general surgeons that he's going to, and he was listening to for his entire life, and he was kind of like, oh yeah, you need to be on this medicine, you need to be on that medicine. It was like, you know what? Fuck them all.
Right.
He doesn't go to the doctor anymore. He's like, fuck it. He knows, guess what? If my shoulder hurts, I go to the shoulder doctor. If my stomach hurts, I go to the stomach doctor.
Right.
Fuck all these people. I'm not taking. I eat healthy. I do what I want. And you know what? And if something bothers me, I go and see a specific doctor. But no more of these general surgeons. No more of these regular stupid pills to take. You know, because these pills aren't proven. Like the cholesterol medicine. You know, when you take these cholesterol medicine, you're shutting down parts of your liver.
Yes.
Okay, that's not normal. You're shutting down the wrong part of your fucking body. Okay, the cholesterol. You need to be. You're shutting down your cholesterol. You're hurting your liver.
Yeah,
and it's not even your liver's fault. It's
right.
It's some other part's fault.
All you're doing is treating the symptom, and not understanding holistically why it's happening.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm frustrated. I'm on the cusp of getting off some of my medicines because the medicines that I'm taking make you fat.
Right.
So
They make-
yeah.
Yeah, they do. And so I'm like, well, and I've even gone on to the point where my blood pressure's fine. So I'm continuing to eat good, and I take my medicine. I'm supposed to take it every single day, right? I take it 1 out of 3 days.
Okay.
All
The
right.
heart. You're talking about heart. Blood
All
pressure,
of it.
Blood pressure.
All of it across the board. Because
Okay.
I've got like fucking 12, 14 pills I take every day.
Damn.
You know, I got them all lined up, and I sit there painstakingly. I load them up on all this little thing, and I'm at a point now where I was taking them every single day. And sometimes I'll take them like 2 days in a row, and I'll skip a day, and I'll take it one day, and I'll skip a day. And but the whole idea.
Are these all the standard stuff, like blood pressure, cholesterol?
Okay, so there's like the
I mean,
the
I'm
prescribed.
not trying to pry, but
No,
I'm
no,
just
that's okay.
curious
The prescribed stuff is blood pressure, okay, cholesterol, and there's one for the stomach, acid inhibitor.
okay. You have acid reflux.
Yeah, and then really the rest of them is like salmon
Supplements.
omega 3.
Oh well, yeah. I
and,
mean, I don't know
vitamin
about you,
D,
Jeff, but I take
and,
supplements too.
but
I take
there's
CoQ10.
But there's 10. I mean, there's tons that I take. Like you guys saw when I was having deficiencies in my palms, where there was itching like a motherfucker, and I'd have all these lotions out. And people are like, oh, what are you doing with your lotions? I remember. And then I get my blood test taken, and I find out. I look at the blood test, and I say, what am I deficient in?
Right.
And I look at those things I was deficient in, and I order them. And I
Right.
took it, and God bless it, within like a month and a half, 2 months, my shit was gone.
Right.
And so, was it because I was deficient in that? I don't know. But you know what? As a result, it has not come back.
Right. Well, good.
So that's
That's
my
good.
plan right now.
Well,
And
for one thing, you taking charge of your health, there are so many people that just, I'm just, I don't know, I don't care, I'm not going to research, I'm not going to listen to my body, I'm just going to do whatever the doctor says, I'm just going to take whatever pills that they give me.
let me
Good-
tell you
so
something
good.
else.
I
that,
applaud you. I applaud
thank
you
you.
for taking charge of your health.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
for you. And I think all of our listeners dudes like us should do that. We should be
They
aware
do.
of our bodies and take charge of our health.
Correct.
I will tell you one more other thing, because since I'm sharing, I'll tell you something that really bothers me as Sean.
Okay.
Is that I grew up. I was diagnosed with ADD a long time ago.
Right.
And now the people are like, oh, ADD doesn't exist, blah blah blah, whatever. You know what? I have attention deficit disorder. Is it a disorder? I have attention deficit. I don't want to call it a disorder. I have a hard time focusing.
Sure.
And a lot of people are like, oh, just let him go run on the yard. Yeah, that may apply to some people.
Right.
But I tell you what, being with the job that I currently have, I know for a fact I have a difficult time sitting for
an extended
an
period
hour.
of time. Yeah.
just sitting there for because my job is basically essentially writing. That's what I do. I write reports. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to do that. I have to write for 30 minutes, get up,
Go do
walk
something.
around, do some laps. Thank God I have to take a lot of phone calls, and I will literally walk around my house in laps doing that. I'll sit down, write a little bit more. I'll go kill people on video games, and then I'll come back. But one of the things that really bothers me right now with the whole ADD thing is tied in with the procrastination. And dudes like us out there may be affected by procrastination. I am so affected. I have an office that I have been trying
to put together.
fucking put together. I've got all the raw materials to do it. I want to do some reclaimed wood program, and all I need to do is finish it.
Yeah.
I ordered the LED lights to fit for the valances up and down, and I've got basically almost everything. I bought the paint for the wall. I got almost everything. I just need to do it, and it frustrates me because how long? It's been 4 years, right?
So let me ask you this. So instead of, when you have free time, and you consider yourself procrastinating, what are you doing?
Well, I am not setting a good example for my kids by not doing the things that will make me stop procrastinating.
Right. But you're letting things linger. I guess projects that are unfinished. Things like
That's
that.
essentially what it is.
But my point is, what are you doing instead of that?
what
What is occupying your time?
Well, honestly, work.
Okay.
Really, I think I have to, because of my brain, I believe I have to work harder, or I have to work harder than most people have to work to
Okay.
get the same job done. I believe.
See, to me, that's not procrastination. That's work-life balance. Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's justified. Like you said, the ADD, you're having to work harder, which means you have your work-life balance is, not optimal because it takes longer for you to work than maybe other people.
It does, and that's a fact because it just like I don't know if Jeff, you have that issue. Your job is a little different. You're more reactive. I think a lot of phone calls. God bless. I mean, I make a lot of phone calls, but they're different. Mine are. It's just different, and and there is some honesty, man. When I am done. And I like the last thing I want to do is paint the fucking office.
Sure,
when I'm done with that.
That applies for all of us, right?
It-
Even when I'm done work and I'm like,
You're done.
fuck, the kitchen's a wreck. I need to clean it. I don't want to do that right now.
Right.
I need to go do the laundry. I don't want to do that. I want to sit on my ass for a little bit and do nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of what I feel.
And that's energy.
And I got to applaud
That's-
you, Paul, because you run on different batteries. You disgust me, but at the same time, I'm happy for you.
I do have a different motor. I have a perpetual list that I keep that if I've got downtime, if I don't have, I mean, right now I'm in between jobs, right? So I've got tons of time.
Oh, I'm trying to capitalize off that. I'm trying to assign you things.
Well, yeah, I get it. And so I've got a lengthy list, and I attack the list every day. I wake up, I go to bed thinking, what are my top priorities? What am I going to knock out first thing? How can I be efficient? If I have to leave the house, I've got 3 things I've got to do outside the house. I'm going to do them boom, boom, boom. In what order? I'm going to make a circle. Like I plan where I'm driving to be efficient. And then, like, how much can I squeeze in? I got lunch with some friends. Okay, I can squeeze in these 2 things before I go to lunch. I can do the one on the way back.
And then I can do my motorcycle ride.
You know
for
what?
4.5 hours.
I do it, though.
You know what? And look,
I go on long motorcycle rides.
and I want to sound
find
like a
to
dickhead,
find my balance.
but it pisses me off when you go on your long rides.
I get it.
And you know what? It has nothing to do with me being angry at you. Or it's just kind of like, fuck, I wish I had time. I wish I could do something like that.
But again, I'm efficient. You know what I mean? I look at my list and I go, okay, I've got 8 things on the list. I'm gonna knock out 4 of them, and when I do, boom, I'm on the bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm on the bike and go, fuck, I didn't do anything today.
No, I wouldn't say any of that.
You know what I mean?
Right.
No,
I
I know
wish-
you're not. I know you're not. But that's just my way.
That's why I want to get my battery-powered tricycle so I can like just ride around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I've got a different motor, man. I don't always have it. Sometimes, I feel lazy. Just like you guys, I run out of.
When
I run out of
we're
juice.
like, hey, we're over in the garage working wood.
It's too far. It's a long way to drive, bro.
Yeah.
So I want the well, first of all, with the Mr. Producer just pulled up the battery powered tricycle. So number 1, I do not want to buy. Pull that first one up. Look at the electric XP trike. Regardless, see the ones with the little
Tassels?
the not the nipple tassels, but you know how the seat sits up on a peg.
Look at a
Mhm.
box.
That scares the shit out of me.
You don't want to peg up the butt?
It will not get one of those. It's got to be a very specific.
Was that the
seat.
one, the nudist
Yeah.
colony tricycle that you were on?
Well, those were.
Where he was just splayed over the seat.
You said you liked that one.
Yeah, you're like,
Look at that one. Oh my
Oh,
God.
God,
It's got a
no,
little
that's
bench.
that's a grocery store cart.
Well, I don't know about that.
So what seats are available that don't have the peg up the butt like that?
No, I'm not.
It's like a nice lounge
Well, hold on.
chair.
It's like
have,
part
we, have
walking
we explained
stand.
your fascination or your plan here that you want a battery powered tricycle?
Man,
And-
I'm just thinking. I mean,
Tricycle. I hate the word tricycle because it sounds like
It's a trike.
little kid tassels and the jing 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 jing.
But they look off.
But there's some
type in,
badass looking
Mr.
stuff.
Producer, type in off road. Let's man this up a little bit. So the ones I've been looking at have they have like meaty baskets in the back. Like for
Yeah.
hauling. Like I'm going up to the hardware store. And you got to throw some logs back there.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I've seen so many guys with tricycles up at Harbor Freight.
Do they
Right.
have like a trike plug-in when you roll up?
Oh yeah,
just kind
they
of
got a
panel of
charging
plugs?
station and
Yes,
this
that's what I'm
big
talking about.
manly basket in the back.
Look at that. Look at it. Mr. Producer just popped something up. This one's got a basket on the front and on the back.
Oh, I see.
But it's got a pull butt thing.
A pull what?
up the butt.
Yeah, it's got the seat that you don't
Well,
like.
there's your trike, 2 front wheels. How stupid is that?
It's not stupid. Why are you
That
saying
is
it's
kind of
stupid?
silly.
God, you're so mean, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
That's
whatever.
the ultimate off-road vehicle right there.
Oh, hold on. Go up a little bit into the red wagon. Up a little bit more. There on the right. What is that?
Oh,
This is the
nice.
battery-powered electric cargo trek red 3-wheel tricycle. Looks like a little freaking ice cream stand. You know.
Yeah.
6 to 8 hours.
Well, you know.
That's
All right. So look,
badass.
the
put a
idea
ladder
of
in the
this
back
is
of
that
that?
most things that I want to do are relatively close, within 5 miles of the house. So it seems to me like a feasible thing to do.
How fast do those things go? Like 80?
I'd say, I don't know, 20, 30 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Well,
Could
80,
take that on the highway then.
80 inches per
no,
mile.
I wouldn't go on the highway. I honestly, I'd probably ride the sidewalks and just, I'd probably stay out of the traffic as
Are
much
you
as
allowed
possible.
to?
I don't think you're allowed to ride on the
I don't
sidewalk.
think you're allowed to either.
Why not? You can't ride
It's
an EV bike
motorized.
on a sidewalk?
Mm-mm.
It's motorized. You
Yeah.
could ride I could ride my bike if I was pedaling on the sidewalk.
You can't ride in an electric bike on a sidewalk.
I don't
I don't
think so. You definitely need to get a certificate from
Okay,
the
so
city.
here's the thing. If it doesn't require a license plate,
Yes.
then why would you not
Does that
be able...
require a license plate?
I don't
No.
know.
How do you know?
I mean, well, ask
I hate to say this, but we're shitting all over your tricycle electric
Well, no.
dream.
I mean, I'm still gonna not do it, but I mean, I'm gonna want to. I want to do it. I mean, if I had the disposable
What is
income, I'd
holding
do
you
it.
back? What's holding you back from this trike dream?
I was trying to find the one I wanted. You know what? I would like to accomplish. I want to try accomplishing things one at a time. I want to finish The Office before I start tackling other stuff, because I got a habit of opening 15 projects at once and not completing any of them.
What if you start by finishing what you're talking about before the podcast ends?
All right, very good. Dudes
All right.
Like Us, we have an Instagram, Dudes Like Us -podcast. We have an Dudes Like Us -woodcraft. Find us on Facebook, Dudes Like Us. Slava dabba ding dang. It is March 5th. Thank you, Mr. Producer Austin. Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
So much fun to do this. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.